Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Because the Eid this year is coming at a time of crossroad for the country and for the Muslim community, the Eid ceremony had to be pertinent and relevant to the general environment and to the events of today. So in the sermon, I just congratulated Muslims for the spiritual achievements of Ramadan that prepared us to be more ready, more empowered, and more determined and more qualified to take on our mission in life to enjoin what is right, forbid what is wrong, emanate compassion, and struggle for justice. At that time, these values that we have been trained for throughout the month, beside the immersion in the Quran that gave us its wisdom and its lessons, it becomes a very pertinent and very important time for us. We are aware that there are hard choices to be made by the Muslim community and by the country at large. The Muslims have to choose. Do you want to be whining, complaining victims, asking for sympathy, or you want to be what your book, your Quran, and your leader Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam want you to be constructively engaged, to build a better future for ourselves, our country, our society, and our new generation. Society built on justice, equity, compassion, and mercy, and no intimidation, and no fear, and no discrimination. And we hope that we work together with fellow citizens to have that second type of America, which is a beacon for the rest of the world. We don't want the America of the bigots or those who want to exploit the pain and fear of people to push their own agenda or to accomplish their own fame. It reminds us that tomorrow is the painful memory of 9/11, and Eid in its spirit is charity, and charity based on compassion, and our heart goes to the victims and the families of the victims of that horrible crime. The Muslim families as well as the non-Muslim families and any victim of terror. And it will behoove us to work against the terror relentlessly, whether it is the terror of criminality, the terror of oppression, the terror of occupation, or the terror of torture. We have, as Americans, to prevent that from our midst. About the other travesty that's going on in the same day, which is the so-called burning the Quran by a misguided person supposed to be a man of religion, acting totally against Christianity and against all the religions of God, to burn the Quran. We have news for him that Quran is unburnable. Quran is kept in the holy, sacred, preserved book with God, and it is embedded in the hearts and the minds of 1/5 of inhabitants of the globe. It is a guidance, it is a light, it is an energy, and you cannot burn that. What you can burn is ink on paper that will not scathe the Quran, will not shake the Quran, but will burn your soul in the flames of your own anger and in your own hatred. I implore Muslims not to honor that despicable act by any reaction. It is not worth it. My last message is to the youth: be very tall and proud of your values. Don't hide, and your protection is two things: your relationship to God and your excellence. When you excel, you cannot be discriminated, like Muhammad Ali Clay, like Hakim Al-Jawan, like Ahmed Zuwail, like Muhammad Yunus, like Shireen Abadi, because they are excellent in what they do. Nobody can discriminate against them or marginalize them. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.